Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome along to your newly branded Monday morning phone in. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, still in the members phone in, but we have rebranded because I like to rebrand for absolutely no reason. The Monday morning phone in, which, of course, as described, is a phone in, not like your typical get the mobile phone out and call a number. It's much easier than that. All you have to do is, if you are on YouTube, in the live chat function, the pinned comment will be a link to StreamYard to join the show. You click that link and you come and have a chat about anything Rangers, anything at all. No doubt we'll probably want to have some discussions about yesterday's game, about dropping points. Sam, I'm finding it. I don't really know how to react because it's a game that we should never drop points in. But yet we're not out the title race. So, yes, I'm angry and frustrated that we couldn't go to Livingston and win and go 2-0 down to Livingston and have to fight our way back in. But Celtic lost. So it kind of takes a wee bit of sting out the blow, I suppose. So like I say, folks, if you are on YouTube, go into that chat live function. The very top pinned comment is a link and it will bring you into the show just as it has done with Chris. Chris, good morning.
Good morning, if you could call it that.
It's a morning. We'll call it morning.
Indeed. Very disappointing yesterday. Especially with Celtic dropping points as well. It was a perfect opportunity to put more pressure on them. And yet again, we're found floundering when it comes to putting pressure on Celtic specifically. We seem to bottle it. Just 2 points. One on Gassimer. His attitude stinks. And if we get anywhere near the money we're meant to be offered in January, I would be looking to get him gone because he's not got the attitude of a Rangers player for me. His attitude stinks. He looks as if he doesn't want to be here. And for me, no one's bigger than the club. Nobody. So he should go. But in terms of my main point is what's happened to this club. What I mean by this is back and when Walter came back in his second term, one thing that he done was he brought players in with personality and leadership. Your Ugi Egiogs, your Davy Weirs, your Kevin Thompsons, your Lee McCullochs. That list could keep going, by the way, because there were so many. Barry Ferguson. Where are those type of players now? Where are these leaders? Now, who in this Rangers side are you looking at when things go down, when things get bad? Who are you looking at to say who's the one that's going to be dragging us out of this? Who's the one that's going to be the on-pitch commander, basically, and take stock of this? I don't see many jump in the queue. There doesn't seem to be any real personality in this team for some reason.
Could you not argue, Chris, that albeit it's still not great because it's Livingston and they haven't won in like 6 years, could you not argue that there's a little bit of mentality there of being 2-0 down when you've had as many shots as we've had, as many attempts at goals we've had, their keepers having a good game? Could you not argue that there's a bit of mentality there to come back, even though we only came back for the draw?
Yeah, I mean, it does show some sort of mentality, but and this comes into another problem we seem to have as away from home, and we'll have to do patch-up jobs at half-time. I mean, we're becoming reliant on these half-time patch-up jobs, and it's going to come to a day where we're going to come up against a team and they're not going to give us a chance to get to half-time, and they're just going to absolutely spank us. And that's going to be the reality. These half-time patch-up jobs that we seem to be doing isn't great. But in terms of the mentality, yes, it shows good mentality to come back and get a draw. But at the same time, if the mentality was spot on from the start, you wouldn't be 2-0 down to start with. So you could go that way as well.
Can I just go back to your point on Gassama quickly, Chris? is the criticism he's getting for that fair? Because I've had many people say to me, and probably quite rightly so, Martin, you've got a face like Thunder. Martin, you've got a face like a smack darse. Martin, you look grumpy. And it's literally just my face, right? Are we maybe a little bit guilty of, because he's not performing that well and we're reading his body language, are we reading it the way that we want to read it and coming up with conclusions that we want to come up with?
Well, I don't think his body language is helping him. I don't think the way it goes about and the way his body language. So yes, there could be a wee bit of reading it that way and maybe having somebody to bash. Really, it could be that. But at the same time, his body language isn't helping at all. It just looks as if he's not interested. And I hate to bring this point back up. I mean, I do believe we've made the right decision with Finlay Curtis sending him out on loan, but one thing you can't throw at Finlay Curtis is his attitude. His attitude's top notch. He's maybe not got the overall package yet. He's still putting it all together. But at least his attitude's spot on. At least he gives 100%. And one thing about him, he's enthusiastic to be there. And we need more characters. We need more leaders and people that are going to. I mean, I look at, and I hate to bring this point up. I hate to be the one to bring this up, but you look at across the city. You look at the leaders. They've got Callum McGregor came through their youth academy. Kieran Tierney came through the youth academy. James Forrest came through the youth academy. I guarantee you, they're three of the biggest voices in that Celtic dressing room. Where's your biggest voices for our academy?
Chris, it didn't stop them getting beat at home for Hibs, and it didn't stop them getting annihilated in Europe.
No, but they'll bounce
back.
I
understand your. Listen, mate, I completely get your point in terms of 9 times out of 10 in the league, if they need a goal, they get it. Right,
yeah,
and we don't. I get
it. That bounce back that you need to win titles. You need that bounce back. And to be fair to Hearts, they bounced back. They had a bad result against us. They bounced back, got the result. Now we've got I believe it's St Mirren at whatever their stadium's called, Energy Stadium, whatever it's called now. Falkirk, we've got Falkirk. Then we've got to go after the split to Celtic and Hearts. If we don't sort this away from it, we're not getting anywhere near this league, because I think we've only won, is it 2 out of the last 6 away games, if I'll be correct.
The league form's a shambles, mate. The league form's an absolute shambles.
Now, you look at the teams, you could say Motherwell this season away from home, getting a draw there could potentially be a good point due to their home form. But when you start looking into that, 1 away win and 4, that's still good enough. And that's no title winning form. And it's not about performances for me, as I've said before. It's not about performance for me now. It's just getting that win and just getting it any way, shape or form. But this away form, it needs to get sorted. It needs to get sorted fast.
It really does, mate. It really does. Chris, mate, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much. I've got Aldo waiting patiently in the background, but thank you for the call, buddy.
Nice day. Thank you.
Cheers, bud. Speak soon. Aldo, good morning.
All right, Martin. How you doing?
I'm very well, mate. How are you?
Good, mate. Good. A few apologies for some of the crap I was talking last night on the chat, mate.
It's a new day, mate. It's a new day. It's a new morning. What's on your mind? What's
right? I was adamant it wasn't a penalty. I've only seen it once, because when we went 2 down, I turned it on to Hightower and just listened to Hightower. But I've watched the sports scene highlights back, and there's second contact in the box, so it's 100% a penalty.
Yeah, 100%.
And as I say, I made a bit of an arse of myself last night by saying no, and I was arguing with everybody.
Listen, it could be worse, mate. You could come on screen onto YouTube and make an arse of yourself like I do every day. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But it's really frustrating, Aldo, because when you try to have that conversation, it's always but we're Rangers, so we shouldn't be relying on a last-minute penalty to beat Livingston. But when you haven't played well and you're in a title race and you need that bit of luck, or you need that decision to go your way, then you need that decision to go. I said it last night, you need that decision to go your way, and it's a decision that we should have got.
But I see even like Lovencrans and Scott Allen, they were saying, no, it's not a penalty because it was outside the box. It's a red card and a foul. But when you slow it down, you do see the actual second initiation.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had to look it up in Google to see the actual rule.
Nope. Still got you there, Aldo? Well, I think Aldo might have disappeared. And we've lost Aldo. See if you can come back in, Aldo, mate, and I'll get you back on. Look, it was a stoneball penalty for me. I've seen it a few times. There's nobody who's convincing me that it's not. And I don't understand how they came to that wrong decision. I really, really don't. Doesn't take away from the fact, by the way, that we drew 2 each with Livingston, who are the worst performing team in the league this season. And it's a game that we said before, if you want to win titles, you have to go to places like that and win. And we can moan and groan and bitch and go on about VAR. But Michael, I've got you in the background, mate. I'll bring you in a second. I'm just going to get Aldo in to finish off Aldo's call. Aldo, mate, hello.
Sorry, mate. It was my phone turned off, so fucking. Sorry for swearing, mate.
No, that's all right. That's all right. But just in terms of the performance overall, Aldo, see if you actually look at the game and you look at the amount of shots we had and you look at the amount of attacking phases and all this newfangled chat and the saves that the goalkeeper had to make. Is there any way we can just chalk that down to a day where it just didn't go our way?
Away from home, no. Because our last 4 away games has been pathetic. Hearts, Hibs, Motherwell, and now today, or yesterday, sorry. So there's something wrong with Danny Rowe's set-up tactics in away games. That he's doing something wrong, and it's cost us points every single away game. We're lucky we're playing Celtic at home in the next 2 games.
Yeah,
because we play well at home.
I agree with you, mate. I agree with you. What do you think it is? What do you think it is with this away forum thing? It always seems to be something with us, Aldo, doesn't it? It's like things start to go well, and then there's always something that drags us back down.
Don't know. I don't know if it's mentality of going away from home, and well, first and foremost, not playing 2 up front. Yeah. Just absolutely boyish yesterday. We're playing the worst team in the league, and yet we're only playing the same 3 front guys that have done nothing. Well, I'm not saying nothing. I'm saying they've not performed together away from home in the last 4 games. And Gassama on the left-hand side or the right-hand side or wherever he plays, wherever he starts, don't get me there with that guy. I think you know my thoughts on Gassama.
I know, mate. Listen, I do. I know your thoughts on Gassama, and I broadly agree with you, right? But yesterday, Gassama wasn't the biggest issue in terms of that front 3. Chermiti was a bit of an issue because he struggles to play in his own. Skov Olsen in that first half done nothing.
Well, I disagree. Because Olsen and a couple of bad crosses at the start, and then apparently get injured.
Oh, was that an injury? I never heard of it.
Apparently, that's why it didn't come out for the second half.
For me, Aldo, Gassama on a couple of occasions got past his man and got dangerous balls into the box. Out with that, he didn't really do much. I'm not defending him by saying, "Oh, he was excellent," but for me, he done more than Olsen. And maybe if I need to watch the game back, maybe I'm completely wrong on that, Aldo. But from memory, and I've got a terrible memory, by the way, but from memory of watching that first half, Gassama was more lively than what Olsen was.
Well, I just thought if front 3 were absolutely shite, to be honest with you. So
yeah, I agree with
and that's why we should have. Even I don't like Miovski, but even having him up with Chermiti, you did see there was a bit of improvement when Chermiti came on. When Miovski came on. But I don't understand why Nadiri ain't getting a kind of game time.
I don't think he was fit.
Possibly.
Carrying a niggle. Aldo, mate, I will leave it there, buddy, but thank you very, very much for the call, mate.
Sound, buddy. Thanks very much.
Right, speak soon,
have a good one. Take care, lads.
Cheers. Michael, good morning, mate. How are we? Michael, you there? Are we there? No, Michael, can't hear me. Michael, you'll need to go out and come back in, my friend. Jason, good morning.
Morning, how we doing?
At least you've given me a right name today, and I know it's you.
No, my Sunday name.
Your Sunday name. No. So you're still absolutely raging about last night.
I'm still fuming about last night.
Right, go. Give it both barrels.
Right, for a start, the intensity in the team wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
The way we came out against Hearts, we played as if it was a Russell Martin-esque team yet again. That's the way it kind of looked. Yep, that team on paper should beat Livingston, but it didn't. And then to add the salt in the wounds, if it's no a penalty and a red card or a free kick and a yellow, why is Mikey Moore not been booked in for diving?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because really, that's where you've got to look again. I'm looking at it as a whole, that scenario as a whole. And this goes back to the trusty kick at Jack Butland in the League Cup semi-final. That's a League Cup final we've potentially missed out on.
Mm-hmm.
The treatment up the Aberdeen players gave us hey man away. Kick us up and down. Asgard getting booked in the El Firm game. Then Callum McGregor doing exactly the same and walking away with nothing. I don't need to go on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but it's now became apparent, and maybe watching it live instead of watching highlights or listening to the watch-alongs, you're seeing more of this. This has got to stop. Kavanagh's now got to come out and go for them with the juggler.
Well, I'll tell you what, hold that thought, Jason, right? I'm going to try and bring Michael in alongside you because he was patiently waiting and then something happened. I don't know with his audio. So, Michael, mate, can you hear us now? No, I don't think he can. No, he's definitely having some audio issues. I mean, yeah, look, I mean, Jason, I suppose I say it's easy, but if you add up all the decisions that have went against us, you can make evidence for anything you want when you add up evidence. What I would say, mate, is that I don't know how, and I said this last night, St Mirren fans feel. I don't know how Dundee fans feel. I don't know how Hibs, Aberdeen fans feel about decisions that VAR hasn't given them or decisions that have went against them with VAR. I don't know because I don't watch enough of the other teams in Scottish football. If this is a purely Rangers problem, and look, let's just straight talk. Would Celtic have got a penalty yesterday? I don't know, maybe, but I think even the fact that we can have those sorts of discussions shows you how poor VAR's been used in Scottish football.
I don't watch a lot of other teams as well, right? And I've seen the St Mirren one. That is a joke, that red card. Apparently, Curtis got hauled down and the Kelly game at Dundee United, and it wasn't given. So VAR's had a shocker weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said this a while ago in here, this is costing teams points. Not only at going for a championship, but also getting relegated and finishing in that top six.
Mm-hmm.
Now, enough's enough. And again, I know this is a public show, but if there is any fans for other teams on this pod, they must be saying the same things on their member shows. The clubs must be seeing it. And David Martindale was one of the ones that blew up a few times about VAR and Livy games, which cost them points throughout the season. So again, people might say it's just you're seeing it through the lenses of blue tinted, but when you're seeing it on other teams as well, it goes to show there is a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the technology, but it's the people running it. They don't have a clue. An apology for Willie Collum next month it's no washing anymore. It's hollow because nothing's getting done. It's the same. We're just going through the same loops all the time.
It is. It's the same. It's the same. And it's the same conversations, Jason, all the time as well. And look, me and you could sit here probably for the next half an hour, 40 minutes having a conversation about the SFA and about how they really, really don't care about Scottish football. But let's keep it on track with Rangers and let's talk about the defence. From yesterday, John Souttar, Emmanuel Fernandez. Fernandez has just got this thing in his game defensively where he's just a wee bit too lackadaisical sometimes, a wee bit as if he's on another planet sometimes,
but again,
strolling out as if he's Beckenbauer, and John Souttar just, honestly, I get the Scottish quota thing and I get having to have strength and depth in the defensive position, and I also understand that we're going to need a lot of fixing to be done on that defence, and maybe Souttar was an easy option as a backup, but he's not a Rangers quality centre back for me, Jason, and it's shown.
No, and again, let's change the dynamic of that conversation now. For just for this minute, if we weren't going for a championship, say that we were mid-table under Danny, you've got laddies that haven't got. You've got under 19s there that are probably promising, that are coming through the ranks, that are coming to that point in their career where they're outplaying themselves in the under 19s. They're ready for that step up. Is there a young laddie there that could have stepped into that shoes? Because Manny Fernandez needs somebody reliable at the back to help Manny out. John Souttar isn't that answer. Tavernier's not that answer either, because he was caught out a couple of times as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if we weren't going for that championship, would you like to see some of the laddies getting brought in? Because they probably would get a better showing, because they've got something to prove. Where I think Souttar and Tav and others in that team, they know they're going to get picked. This was picked up last night, I think, with Callum and Mark.
No.
That players like that aren't getting a chance. They know their positions aren't under threat, so they can play how they want. And I think Danny's got to look at that mentality and say, no, you're no part of this club. You're no the player that shines. You're that. And as for bringing Asgard on when you've got Dio there, that's I don't understand it. Even Barami's better than Asgard. And when Barami came on, he showed what he's all about.
I know that substitution really that baffled me. But just before that, just come back to your first point there. My only reservation, and Jason, I'm pretty sure you know my feeling on the academy and the youth players, and it's a big bugbear of mine that we don't get more through, and I would like to see more young players in the team. So this is going to sound really, really hypocritical, but I would just be a little bit worried about bringing a youth player in to play on beside Fernandez right now, because although Fernandez is 24, he comes across as very inexperienced, and he comes across to me as somebody who needs, and I'm not saying we're going to get this type of defender, but I think if you've got a Davy Weir, for example, in beside a Manny Fernandez, I don't think he's as lackadaisical as what he is. In fact, the perfect example, guy that was on the pitch yesterday, Danny Wilson, right, for Livingston. When he came into Rangers, he was playing beside Davy Weir. And how much of a better defender did Davy Weir make Danny Wilson look? Wilson then gets his move to Liverpool, doesn't work out for him, but he got that move because he had somebody like a Davy Weir in next to him that basically brought him on, and I can't think of the right word, but you know what I mean. Elevated his game. Now, if we bring in a Connor Allen or somebody like that from the academy beside Manny Fernandez? Is there any real leadership in there? I don't know. If we had a Davy Weir, then I would say bring a Connor Allen or somebody of that ilk in from the academy and absolutely start giving them games over John Souttar. I'm happy with that because I don't think I've never thought John Souttar was good enough. But
No, and
just the way what we have right now, I think we need an experienced centre back in there.
I totally agree. I can't argue against that because that's what we're lacking. We need in the summer. We need to look at that centre back pairings. You know what I mean? Manny Fernandez for me is good. Same as Giga. They two have kind of come onto a different plateau from where they were, and there's no hiding the fact the central defence has been shocking all season.
But we've not conceded that many goals.
But that's what I'm going on to say. And it was again, I go back to that comment on the Rabble's Facebook page. Somebody says, "What am I smoking? Talking about instead of playing Souttar, play Giga." Well, yesterday was a perfect illustration because Giga, if you think about it, we weren't conceding any goals. We weren't conceding. At least him and Manny were giving you that stability because they played Aberdeen, the two games against Aberdeen. We didn't concede. We had that wee run where we weren't conceding any goals. Then we bring Souttar in and we've conceded. That's do what? 2 against Hearts, 1 against Motherwell, 6 goals in 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the common denominator here?
Yeah, like I say, I understand it from an economic point of view. I understand it from a Scottish base point of view for, Europe and squad selections and having, the numbers that you need Scottish wise. It made probable sense to give Souttar a contract extension and keep him in the team. But playing wise, for me, somebody said it and they were spot on about yesterday. See, if John Souttar yesterday was playing for Livingston, he would have looked $1 million because that's the type of football that he likes. Balls lumped into the box, he did away. See, when his players running at him, or he's got to think, he's got to have time to think, that's when he struggles. And he's just not a level of centre back that we need. But it's not just him. To have it right back he's finished as far as I'm concerned, legs wise. And I know that he's scored goals, and I know that sounds really stupid because he has scored goals. But as a defensive unit moving forward, we need a Tour Romans at right back. And we need a really experienced centre back in there to talk these guys through the games. And I don't know about the goalkeeping situation, but I don't think that's as high up on the priority list, Jason.
No, and again, I'm not looking that far back into the defence. But again, I said it weeks ago, Tab's legs have went. It's like he's like the old boxer. He's still going to brain, but once the legs go, you're finished. Souttar, I think, is just a squad player. We do need to see us going out in the summer and getting a decent right back in the mould of Romans. We need to look at least 2 centre halves, and one of them's got to be that experienced.
Can I just ask? Raskin seems to be getting quite a lot of stick lately, and he a bit of stick for yesterday as well. What did you make of Nico's performance yesterday?
I thought it was all right. You know, I mean, he was playing a lot of sweeper role, or he played as.
Do you think that suits him, Jason? Do you think that dropping back into that 6th position in between the centre backs suits him, or do you? Because it looks to me, and look, I'm not even going to pretend that I'm anywhere near the football intellectual that Danny Rule is with all the experience he's had in football. But it seems to me as if Raskin and Chukwueze are doing the roles that the other one should be doing.
Aye, and if you noticed the formation yesterday, it was Butland to Raskin, and the 2 centre backs were nowhere to be seen. They're 20 years further up. where you would expect the two centre-backs to be behind Raskin. It was strange. You know what I mean? There was players there yesterday that you were you're thinking, Chermity, we know he doesn't play as a man, so why not play Miovski? But Miovski's third choice. Gassama, we know, is an impact sub. Don't play for the start. You're probably the better option to play Miovski and Moore on the left and link up with Romans than what Gassama was. And again, I can't. He done all right yesterday, Gassama, but again, he still didn't have. He still was far too slow and trying to get the ball.
Yeah, but impact sub. He wasn't good by any stretch of imagination. Yeah, definitely an impact sub. Listen, Jason, mate, I'm going to let you go there. Thank you very much for the call, buddy.
Hey, Bart, I will speak to you at some point during the week, and I will catch you all later.
Cheers, buddy. Speak soon. Michael, are you with us?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I think there's a wee bit of a delay, but we'll try and get through it. Can you hear me now? No, because you're on mute. So I can't hear you because you're on mute. Let me see. Can I unmute you now?
Tell you what, this phone is far from perfect.
At least we can hear you. At least
can
we
you
can hear you. Yes. What's your thoughts, buddy?
Well, this phone is far from perfect. Oh, well, that referee, what a disgrace. I tell you. I've never even heard of the referee. And that was a clear penalty. I've not heard what the other callers were saying because I had trouble with my phone. If that referee wanted to intervene, it should have been a penalty kick, a free kick outside the edge of the box, a red card for diving a clear, obvious goal, and anything else, Mikey Moore should have been booked for diving, but none of that was done.
No, but Michael, mate, you're not going to get any argument off me about the referees in this country. They're shocking. They're really bad. It doesn't excuse, though, Michael, does it, the fact that we dropped points at a crucial point in the season?
Exactly. And Willie Cullum's job should be untenable.
Oh, yeah.
He should be sacked. And the SFA wonder why Scottish referees don't get World Cups or the European Championships. That's it. If UEFA can see it, why can't the SFA see it? Our referees need a bollocking.
But they've been needing that for years, Michael, and nothing's ever been done about it because the Scottish FA just don't bother their arse doing it. We're stuck with what we've got.
And if you look back through the game, Chuck Manny was headbutted on the side of the head.
Mm-hmm.
No yellow card, no free kick. Mickey Moore, Motherwell player, down his shin with the studs. No yellow card, no free kick. VAR is going to have a massive impact on who wins this league.
And now, just on that point, Michael, right? Is it VAR or should it get to the point though where we as a club go, well, away at Hibs, away at Motherwell, away at Livingston, we should have the game in the bag and we shouldn't allow VAR to make it possibly do us out of a decision? Should we already as a team be good enough to put these other teams to the sword first?
Oh, absolutely. We're Rangers. We're no Celtic. We're no Motherwell. Livingston bottom of the table. No excuses. 31 shots. We should have scored about 5. They put their bodies on the line every single time we had a shot. And fair play to them. Their goalkeeper reminded me of the Queen's Park of last season. He just had a blinder.
Aye, he really did. He really, really did. Michael, we're having some severe technical issues, mate, so I'm going to have to let you go there. There's about a 14-second delay between me talking and you hearing, so I'm going to have to let you go there, mate. But thank you very much for the call, buddy, and hopefully the next time you phone in, it's a bit of a better signal. So thank you very much, buddy. So, folks, I've always said this show will go as long as we have calls. We currently have nobody waiting to come on the show. Now, remember, the link is in the pinned comment in the YouTube comment. So if you're watching on YouTube, you go to just the pinned comment, you click on that link, and it brings you in here. And we can have a little conversation. This show is on Monday to Friday, Tuesday to Friday. It is a members show. If you want to get involved in the morning shows or the 3, 4, 5 weekly, nightly shows that we do, and the weekend shows that we've got, the match day experiences and stuff, then think about becoming a member. The links are in the description. YouTube is video and Patreon is audio. So, folks, I think as the Monday morning phone in goes, we will probably leave it there. Do you know what I've took for this morning? That there's anger, there's frustration. We're a wee bit peeved off. But at the same time, I think because Celtic lost, and I think because a lot of us still believe that Hearts will fold. I mean, 10 games to go. We kind of need them to fold pretty soon, don't we? That I don't think there's as much frustration with dropping points at Livingston. And do you know what? Maybe there shouldn't be. Maybe it should just be a case of, look, we drop points, we're still in a title fight. We've still got an opportunity to go on and win this league. So let's go and do it. Let's go and do it. It doesn't matter about Celtic. It doesn't matter about Hearts. It matters about us. So we need to get our act together, especially away from home. By the way, here's a question. How do you say the word together? Right? And this is random, right? So I'm sorry. People who watch regular will know that I sometimes just go off in wee random rants, right? My missus says together or something like that. It's like together. And I'm like, it's together. And she's like, no, it's together. I can't even I can't even say it the way that she says it. But it's together. Aye, together, Baron. Aye, it's not together. It's that it frustrates the life out of me, right? It absolutely frustrates the life out of me. And she's from a wee village called Clareland, right? So I class her as a Chukter, but apparently she's not a Chukter. But anyway, I was just curious. Get it in the comments, folks. If you're watching this back, it's really difficult to write down how you say together, isn't it? It's like it's quite a difficult thing to do, but give it a go. Give it a go. And if I could just ask folks, if you give the show a wee like, and make sure that you're subscribed, it really does help us out. It helps out the algorithm. Like I say, we're heading towards 17,000 subscribers, which is incredible. See, just to have 180 people across all platforms watching at 10 o'clock in the morning, it's phenomenal. So I just want to say thank you for all the support that you give. And like I say, the more people that know that these phone-ins are on a Monday, so spread the word. The more calls we get in, the longer the shows will stay on. I'm happy to stay on for an hour. I'm happy to stay on for 2 hours, as long as we get the phone calls in. But you don't just want to sit and listen to me talk. So that will do us for today. It's together. It drives me insane. We actually have arguments about it. And I'm trying to teach my daughter, who is speaking this American talk, how to speak proper. See, even when she tries to say wee slang words, it doesn't sound right. It just doesn't sound right. But listen, folks, go and enjoy the rest of your Monday. I'm back at 5 p.m. tonight. Myself and hopefully Brian, my usual Monday cohort, will be back on at 5 tonight. And then, of course, we have the Monday Night Rabble for members at 7:30. And before that, at 6:30, we've got the Rangers Women's Show. So Monday's always a busy day on the Rabble. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for all the support. and we shall speak very, very soon.